First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem HaKakwadash. Yahweh is who this world ignorantly calls God. Yahushai is who this world ignorantly calls Jesus. Ba'ashem means in the name, Rakah means spirit, and Kodash means holy. In the Tanakh, the Paleo Hebrew. Also, to give double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of the great millstone at time of this truth. In today's video, I wanted to go into 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, and break down the first 20 verses or so. Actually, I could go all the way down to pretty much like verse 35. And the reason why this chapter is so important is because this is one of the chapters where it gives you a very in-detail explanation of vision about what is soon going to transpire, okay, which is mass chaos. Right, this whole thing with Iran, this is just the tip of the iceberg. And that's what people don't realize is that, what they're seeing on the news is soon going to hit a city near you. It's soon you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it at the gas station, even more than right now. Right? People are seeing, oh, why did my gas just jump up 80 cents, 90 cents? Just wait when it jumps up $10. Hyperinflation, which there's a financial analyst over there in the UK. I saw a video. She was talking about how, once those oil reserves run out, that's exactly what's going to happen, hyperinflation. And the scriptures talk about it. It talks about it for a 1 day of work for a loaf of bread, right? Revelation 6. The pale horse, representing famine. So 1 day of work is only going to get you a loaf of bread. That's hyperinflation. So this is 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. And that's what, that's what the brothers are doing, is we're speaking these words to you. We're breaking it down. We're telling you that this is true, that this is going to happen, to get ready spiritually, first and foremost, because you can already see how, these people, as it says, they're going to be caught like a thief in the night. All these things are going to happen. Yahweh is going to come back like a thief in the night, because people are not looking for the signs. People don't even know the signs. So, how do you know the signs? Prophecy, right? You have to understand prophecy. And that's why it says in Revelation 19 that the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. So it says, fear not the imaginations against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Right? So don't let incredulity goes into lack of belief. Right? Don't let the lack of belief of these other people move you, shake you, make you second guess. Damn, is this really going to happen? Are these prophecies really going to take place? Just because some wicked ass nigga said it wasn't going to happen? No, it's still going to happen. Right? That's Romans 3:3. It touches on that point. It says, for what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect? God forbid. Yea, let God be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. Right? So just because somebody doesn't believe, you think that unbelief is going to change all the prophecies? And the answer is no. It's still going to happen. So 2nd Esdras 15 and verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Right? So the reason all this judgment is going to happen is because of the wickedness, okay, which is breaking the commandments of the Most High, which majority of these churches out here tell you to do that. It's so insane to think about that majority of these so-called churches are literally telling you to be wicked, okay, to break these commandments. So, hey, and just imagine the people that don't have any type of, don't believe in anything. These American people. These niggas believe in America. They don't believe in God. So what does America promote, push? Demoralization. They promote that Momo mentality. Man on man, woman on woman. They promote, hey, do whatever you want to do. When the Most High said, do what I want you to do. So you can see how, hey, everything is flipped upside down. As the scripture says, the foundations of the earth are out of course. Okay, we're living in an upside down world, bizarro world. Where left is right and right is left. So, hey, the only way Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai can change this is through fire. A clean slate, resetting. And the way he's going to do that is through those plagues. The sword, famine, death, and destruction. All that is coming from the Lord. So when you see people get gunned down, get brutally massacred, just know it's the Lord, which I had a heavy dream last night, which put some real fear in me. I was pretty much, chilling in the house, and all of a sudden, like, a family, runs into my house. And they run, the man, with his child, like 2, 3 boys, little boys, they're running to the bathroom screaming. I'm like, what's going on? And I just see he puts his head under the shower head, and, I just see blood. But I'm like, okay, like, how bad is the cut? Or, like, what happened? And I kid you not, I, like, tilt his head, and, like, a giant chunk of his head is just missing. Like, completely. Like, you could see his brain. And I'm like, what the, I'm like, what the, like, that water is not going to save you. Like, he's cooked. And I remember I saw that. I'm like, yo, like, let me just get the hell out of here. Like, I can't help this guy. I had to keep just moving. And here it is, as I'm leaving the bathroom, another person pops out. And it was the most freakiest thing I ever seen. It was like his whole face, the skin on his face, even I don't know how to explain what I saw. It was like he had no meat on his face. It was just bone, but like the back of his head, I can see, if that makes sense. Like, imagine if somebody carved into your head through the front but left the back intact, and his head was just like hollow, but his eyes were still intact. Like, it was so creepy. But the guy was still alive. He was bugged out. It was like, I was looking at this. I'm like, oh shit. Like, let me get out of here too. And that put the fear in me of how, hey, when Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai said that he's going to cause times, he's going to do things that man has never seen before, he wasn't lying. That was some things that I've never seen before. And it put that real fear in me, like, damn, I need to stay right. I need to get right, because the Lord can judge you, man. Okay, the Lord can really judge you. And it says it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. So that just, quick little, I feel like that was straight vision, because normally I don't have a lot of dreams. But that right there, hey, it was heavy. It just showed judgment. That's what it showed, really, was judgment, as we're reading. The sword, famine, okay, not being able to eat, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith Yahweh. And another thing I got out of that dream was the fact that we're going to have to, as it says in 2nd Esdras chapter 16 and verse... Actually, it might be 15. Yep. 2nd Esdras 15... 2nd Esdras 16 and 40 says, "O my people, hear my word and make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth." Right. So when this happens, we're gonna have to be as pilgrims, which means moving. Okay, constantly moving. And I felt like that's what I got also from the dream is, and you had to keep it pushing. You're not gonna be able to help these people, because it is the Lord judging them. You're gonna have to keep on moving and just stomach shit. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. Because, like, that's a perfect situation how, hey, here it is, I'm in my house, but all these people, barge in my house, trying to save themselves, trying to do something. I can't just stick there, be with these bug outs, I don't know who they are. You just got to dip. So, hey, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to start turning this thing up. And we can already see it happening. But I'll get a couple more scriptures. I think my phone's about to die. It says, "Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually." Right? All the righteous that have passed away are telling the Heavenly Father, hey, come on, avenge us. All that wickedness is going on. Finally come back. It says, "And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt," which is really talking about America. And the way you get that understanding is through Revelation 11:8, and it says that Babylon, America, is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. So it says, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." Right? So he's going to bring plagues as in ancient times. So everything you saw, with Moses and the 10 plagues, he's going to do that and more. So just imagine. "Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with the fearful consolation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein! For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." Right? People fighting each other, which the modern day sword is the gun. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Right? So sedition means coming against the government. Okay, that means civil war. People are not going to care what the kings say, the governors say, the president says. They're going to do whatever they want to do. "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able," right? Because military lockdowns. Right? Just how at one point in 2020, you weren't able to travel if you didn't have that jab. It's going to be the same thing. You're not going to be able to go here and here because you're going to have specific authorization, which is really going to be the chip. So, "For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." Right? So pride. Okay, the concept of pride goes back to thinking that you're the one in control. That you're the power, you're the God. And that you don't have to submit yourself to the Most High. That's pride. So because these people acted that way, and through that pride were wicked, now the Most High has to take your ass out. He has to torment you. He has to judge you. And it says that he's going to choose their delusions in that day. So the Lord's going to put some on you that he knows you hate. Imagine that. Your very creator who put your fears in you is going to torment you with those exact fears. Fears that you most likely don't even know you have. Scary thing. So it says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." So that ties in when Matthew says the love of many. It says, "Because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." Right? Iniquity means sin upon sin, so wickedness. So as these things intensify, the lack of bread, no food, tribulation, people are not going to care about each other. You're not going to have pity upon your neighbor. He's going to come and take what you got because he needs to survive. And he doesn't care about you. He cares about him. And that's that pride. That's that pride. You see, one thing that made me think about is how Yahushua said that, the people shall know you, people shall know my disciples by the love that you have towards one another. See if I can pull that up. John 13:35. It says, "By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if you have love one toward another." Right? So that's one thing, you're going to see the true brothers. You're going to see a difference. And when all this shit goes down is that the brothers that really believe, we ain't going Lord willing, I'm part of that number. We ain't gonna be out here backstabbing, the bro that's been, diligently doing the work with you. That's not gonna happen because that pride is not there. Okay, that camaraderie is, that a love is, that spiritual, that spirit is there. So, hey, this is why Yahweh Bashem Yahushai soon is going to exalt the Israelite man and the man of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Because as this world gets darker and darker, they're going to really see the light. And they're going to see that these people move different. These people, they have the wisdom and knowledge that we need. Soon, very, very soon, the word is really going to blow up to a level we can't even understand. The Most High right now is preparing our minds for that point, to be able to take it all. So another glory is coming, and it starts on this side. But I'll leave it there. My phone is going to die. Hopefully this is edifying. With that, I give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, and double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Shalom to you, like Shalom.